They waited for Malcolm to fail, certain that he didn't belong here. They wanted to witness the moment he stumbled, fell, wanted to see him embarrassed in front of the whole class. But when Malcolm placed his hand on the piano keys, the melody that rose wasn't one of hesitation or confusion. It was a story so powerful that the entire room fell silent. And for the first time, those who had once looked down on him were forced to reconsider. Jefferson Middle School in Memphis, Tennessee was a place Malcolm Hayes had become all too familiar with in terms of injustice. He wasn't a troublemaker, nor was he the class clown. In fact, he was an excellent student, always turning in assignments on time with sharp thinking. But no matter how hard he tried, there was one undeniable truth he couldn't escape. He was invisible in the eyes of his teachers. Malcolm was used to raising his hand high whenever he knew the answer, only to watch the teacher's gaze pass over him and settle on another student, usually a white one. If he tried harder, waited longer, they would simply pretend not to see him. But that invisibility wasn't the worst part. The worst part was when he made a mistake. If another student, especially a rich white kid with parents who knew the teachers, made a mistake, the teacher would smile and say, "It's okay, try again." But if Malcolm made a mistake, not a word of encouragement was said. There was only a long, heavy silence, a silence like an invisible sentence, as if he had just confirmed something they had believed for a long time. He wasn't good enough. Malcolm didn't need anyone to say it aloud. He could feel it. Social studies teachers, especially those who taught history and art, seemed to have an invisible bias. They celebrated white students with artistic talent, but never bothered to ask if Malcolm had any talents. They eagerly guided white students through discussions of great historical figures. But when Malcolm tried to discuss a black figure, they quickly shifted the topic. They encouraged white students to express themselves, but when Malcolm tried to do the same, they looked at him as though he were challenging the order they had grown accustomed to. He didn't need anyone to say it. He knew it well. Malcolm had never complained, never confronted anyone, not because he didn't realize this, but because he didn't want to cause trouble. He had once heard his mother say, "The more attention you draw, the more reasons they'll find to hate you. Just do your part." And Malcolm did just that. He stayed silent. But what bothered him wasn't being ignored. It wasn't the clear favoritism of the teachers. It was the feeling that they were waiting for him to fail, as if they wanted him to make a mistake.